ASMR bedtime story. The Minstrel's Snowbound song. She. Take a deep breath. ... And let it go. Allow the day to melt away like snow on warm stone. Feel the hush of winter settle around you. A soft blanket of silence. And somewhere in that stillness, a story is waiting. Our tale tonight begins in a valley wrapped in snow. Long ago, a gentle minstrel wandered from village to village, carrying only a carved wooden rebec and a sack of songs. One twilight, as flurries danced through the sky, he found shelter in a thatched roof, and inside, golden firelight, warm bread, and listening hearts. He played by the hearth, lilting, slow, stories of kings and bakers, rivers and wolves, each note a thread of memory. 4 songs once held the stories no books could keep. Snow tapped the windows, slow and sleepy, while the rebec sang. The villagers' eyes closed, smiled into dreams. As the flames crackled, as the wind whispered, as time curled softly around each lullaby, and there, with frost on the panes and tailies in the air, the minstrel sang through the night, until even he drifted into dreams. Good night, sleep well. Part 2. A hearth of echoes. She. Close your eyes again. Let the fire inside the story keep you warm. The village inn was old, its beams dark with time, its stones worn smooth by boots and seasons. But oh, how it welcomed him. The innkeeper, Graybeard, did. Candide set a bowl of stew near the fire. The minstrel smiled, lifted his spoon. Steam rose like mist. Potatoes, herbs, and quiet comfort all around. Villagers settled in. An old woman knitted with wool the color of dusk. A child curled near her lap, thumb to lips, eyes heavy. Outside, the wind whispered through shutters, but inside, only music moved. The minstrel plucked a soft tune from his rebec, a song about a deer who followed the stars home. No words, just notes, floating like feathers, curling like smoke. And as he played, he watched the firelight flicker on their faces. Faces full of memory, full of longing, full of peace. And maybe, just maybe, the song remembered them too. The night deepened, and the snow fell slower now, as if listening. Breathe in, breathe out. Let that melody stay with you, even in your dreams. Part 3. The lullaby of the lantern fox. The fire had faded. Just a soft, glowing bed of embers now. Crackling, low, like the whisper of old paper turning. The minstrel leaned back, eyes half, his fingers tracing the rebec smooth wood. And then he began a slower song, a lullaby, not of people, but of a creature, rare and quiet, spoken of only in winter. They called it the lantern fox. Its fur glowed like moonlit frost, and in the darkest forests, it lit the way for travelers lost in snow. The minstrel sang of how the fox would pause, tail flicking gently, ears turned to the wind, and then lead wanderers home, step by step, without a sound. It was said, you didn't find the lantern fox, it found you, but only if your heart was still and kind. As he played, the flames danced, and the smallest child at the inn whispered, I saw it once. The room held its breath, wrapped in hush, in wonder. Outside, the snow curled down, slower, softer, and maybe, just maybe, a fox's glowing tail disappeared into the woods beyond. Sleep now, dear listener. Let the fox guide you home. Part 4. Footprints in the frost. The night passed gently. The embers sighed, their last breath warm and gold. And in the stillness, no one stirred. The minstrel had fallen asleep by the hearth, his rebec nestled in his arms like a slumbering bird. The inn was silent, except for the softest tick of melting icicles and the sigh of snow slipping off the roof. But outside, in the first hush of dawn, something waited. The clouds had lifted, the sky soft pink and pearl, and on the path outside the inn door, were footprints, not booted, not bare, tiny, delicate, almost glowing, fox prints. And not just any fox. Each paw print shimmered faintly, as if lit from within. Then slowly, very slowly, began to fade, one by one, as if dawn itself was drawing them home. The child was first to rise. She stepped outside, her breath silver in the cold. She saw the prints and smiled. She didn't call for anyone. She didn't need to. Some stories, she knew, were meant to be kept in the heart, like glowing tales and songs and footsteps that only snow remembers. So sleep, dear one. There's magic waiting in morning light. Part 5. The gift in a satchel. The light was pale, just enough to kiss the frost on the windowsill. The fire had gone out. Ashes whispered softly in the hearth, curling upward like fading music. The minstrel stirred. His cloak had slipped from his shoulders, and the weight of sleep still clung to his eyes. He sat up slowly and reached for his satchel, the one he always carried, worn soft from years on the road. But inside, beneath the spare strings and dried herbs, was something new. A sprig of lavender, fresh, perfectly whole, not wilted, not crushed, just resting there, as if it had always belonged. And tucked beneath it, a single silver hair, fine as mist. It shimmered faintly, even in the pale light of morning. The minstrel smiled, not in surprise, not in fear, just in quiet knowing. For some gifts don't need to be understood, only cherished, only remembered. He tucked the hair away inside his lute case and pressed the lavender to his heart. Outside, the village began to stir. But inside was stillness, stillness, and song. So close your eyes now, and if you listen very softly, you might hear him hum. Part 6. The road beyond the pines. He left just after breakfast, quietly. No fanfare, no farewell song, only the soft creak of the inn's door as it opened, and the even softer hush as it closed behind him. The snow crunched beneath his boots, light, not heavy, like walking through powdered sugar. Above him, tall pine trees swayed, their tips dusted in white, and the air, oh, the air, smelled of clean sky and something almost sweet. He'd followed a road that wound gently downhill, past frozen streams and frost-nibbled fences. His reback was strapped to his back, the satchel on his hip, and in his chest, the warmth of lavender and song. No one watched him go, not with eyes, but behind a frosted window pane. A child pressed her hand to the glass. She didn't wave. She didn't need to. She knew he'd return. One day, perhaps with a new tale of a ship that sang in a fog, or a tower built from bird bones and bells. But for now, he walked, and the wind whispered beside him like a friend. The trees closed gently behind his path, and the snow fell again, slow and soft, just like sleep. Part 7. The clearing where sound sleeps. He didn't mean to find it. The path wound between frost-laced fir trees, where even the birds held their breath. And then, a hush thicker than snowfall. A clearing opened before him, round and silver with morning frost. No wind, no bird song, no sound at all. It was a place the old songs called the Silent Hollow, a circle where sound did not echo, where footsteps made no crunch, and even the creak of leather went unnoticed. He stepped in slowly, one foot, then the next. The silence wrapped around him like wool. He plucked a note on his reback. Nothing. No ring. No echo. Just stillness. And yet, he'd felt it. The note didn't vanish. It sank, as if the ground, the trees, the air, had taken it in gently. Like a secret, he smiled. For this was not emptiness. It was listening. So he sat cross-legged in the middle of the clearing, closed his eyes, and played a lullaby with no audience, no applause, no echo, just the earth holding every note like a cradle holds a child. And far above, a single snowflake spiraled down and rested on his sleeve. Part 8. The sleeper beneath the roots. Dusk thickened like honey. Soft shadows stretched across the clearing, cooling the frost with gentle lavender light. The minstrel's fingers slowed on the strings, and then rested. The silence returned, but it no longer felt empty. It felt full, the kind of full that only deep, old earth can hold. Then, a tremble beneath him, not of fear, not of danger, but of something stirring. The roots of the trees twisting and knotted beneath the soil breathed in. A soundless exhale, older than names. The minstrel didn't move. He only listened. And from the center of the clearing, not seen, but felt, came the presence of the sleeper. The villagers spoke of it in half-murmur, an ancient spirit buried beneath the forest floor, who only woke when a song remembered the right shape. Not a god, not a ghost, just memory wrapped in moss and bark. It did not rise, it did not speak, but it listened. And as it listened, the air grew warmer, the frost soft, and the minstrel's heart quieted like a child beneath a woolen quilt. He placed his hand on the ground, and something beneath placed one gently back. Part 9. The gift without a name. He sat there, motionless, hand resting on the earth, and the present sentient hush stressed its unseen hand upon his. No words passed between them, only warmth, only weight, like when someone you love presses their palm into yours and says nothing at all. And then the soil beneath his fingers shifted, not cracked, not broken, just opened. He lifted his hand slowly, and there, lying in the soft dirt, was something small, a stone, but not like any stone he'd seen before. Smooth as water-worn glass, its surface swirled with faint colors indigo. He touched it gently. It was warm, and as he held it, he suddenly remembered things he'd never known. A lullaby sung to a baby beside a fire, a snow fox circling once before vanishing, a soft voice whispering, "You are safe. You are seen." The stone held no inscription, no marking, no name, but he didn't need one. Some things you simply carry, like sleep, like stories. And so he stood, tucking the stone into the quietest pocket of his cloak, and bowed. Not out of duty, but out of love. Part 10. Where stories sleep. Morning came slowly, not with trumpets of gold, but with pale light falling through the forest canopy, like quiet hands brushing hair from your forehead. The minstrel woke beneath a bough of pine, his breath misting in the cold air, the stone still warm in his pocket. He stood stretched, listened. The silent hollow was gone, not vanished, just folded back into the world. It doesn't need to be seen to be real. He took the old road again, past a place where fox prints once glowed, past the inn where music danced with bread and firelight. He walked until the land grew gentle and wide, until a hill appeared, small and round, like the back of a sleeping creature. And there, he paused, for this was where stories came to rest, where no ink was needed, no stage, no applause. He sat in the grass, took out his rebec, and played one final song, not to be remembered, not to be heard, only to be felt by the earth, by the wind, by the sky that listens when no one else does. Then he closed his eyes and let the silence take the last note, like a blanket, like sleep, like home. Good night, dear listener. The song is complete, but it lingers in your breath and in your dreams.